Okay, this is our daily study of Pirkei Avot, the Mishnah Ethics of the Fathers, in honor of those who have yard site for tonight, the 4th of Av, which is Shabbos. Theodore Klutz, Hyman Epstein, Morris Candless, Morris Katz, Jack Klopper, Harry Press, Abe Rogers, Lena Romer, and Bronya Roslowski. May their memory be for a blessing. The link to the text of the Mishnah will be in the first comment below. We are up to chapter 5, Mishnah 12, continuing in the patterns of 4. Arba midos batalmidim. There are 4 types of students. Maher lishmoa umaher la'abed. Yatsa sfaro behefsedo. Quick to grasp, but also quick to forget. His gain is canceled by his loss. Okay, so he picks up everything quick, but then he forgets it really quick. We used to joke in college that that's how to do a final. You cram the night before, and then you forget it just as soon as you're done writing the final. It leaves you. That's good enough for a final. But here it's saying his gain overall is canceled by his loss. And I mentioned in the last Mishnah, when that expression, does that mean he evens out in the end? The Kahati takes the position, which I think is correct. No, he's actually a little bit more in the negative column. The fact that his gain is canceled by his loss means the loss is a little bit more significant because, yes, he grasps things quick, but then he just forgets them just as quick. So on the whole, he's not going to really retain a lot in the long run. So it's mostly bad. Okay. Kasha lishmoa v'kasha la'abed yatsa hefsedo b'scharo. Someone who's slow to grasp and slow to forget, his loss is canceled by his gain. That means he's actually mostly good because, yeah, it takes him a long time to pick something up, but once he does, he'll retain it and he won't quickly forget it. He's mostly in the good column in terms of he'll be a good student. Okay. Maher lishmoa v'kasha la'abed chacham. Someone, the third one is always the sweet spot, the Goldilocks, the best one. Quick to grasp and slow to forget, he is wise. Right? If you pick up things quick and you don't forget them quickly, then obviously, well, it's interesting. We could nitpick here. It says he is wise. I mean, I would say not inherently, not if he doesn't use this power. There are plenty people who are intelligent but don't bother studying. But the Mishnah started out by saying these are 4 types of students. So these are 4 types of yeshiva students who are already dedicating themselves to study. So I think the implication is, you could put in parentheses, assuming he uses this power he has, he will be wise. Okay. Kasha lishmoa umaher la'abed ze chelek ra. Someone who sadly is slow to grasp and quick to forget, this is a bad portion. And it's nice that the Mishnah ends by saying this is a bad portion. I think that wording is deliberate and kind of compassionate. To put it into English, it's like he's been dealt a bad hand, which is doesn't close the door on the guy, because the previous kind of person who's quick to grasp and slow to forget is chacham. Well, the opposite of chacham in Hebrew is tipesh, which means dumb. But we don't, God forbid, say, and the other person who's slow to grasp and quick to forget, tipesh. We don't say something so stinging that he is dumb, because that's not correct. It's just zechelek ra. This is a bad portion. He's been dealt a bad hand. But I think the implication is if he works really hard, he can turn that around. And there are 2 ways to view that. One is, well, slow to grasp and quick to forget. Okay, so the slow to grasp you fix by just taking a long time to study things, and quick to forget, you make sure to keep reviewing it, and then even someone who's dealt this hand can retain knowledge if he puts in extra work. Or I think you could also claim that such a person can actually graduate levels, so to speak, and not stay in the category of slow to grasp and quick to forget. If he works on his mind, he can maybe become one of the other kinds. There are 2 that are good. Quick to grasp and slow to forget is wise. But the other one that was mostly good is slow to grasp and slow to forget. Maybe he can he could work on his brain. There's all sorts of, nowadays we have memory tests. So I think it's possible to actually work on your brain and graduate levels and go down levels depending on, the brain is a muscle which can atrophy. And if you don't use it, it can make you dumber and so on and so forth. So that's how I view this Mishnah. But okay, that's how it ends with Zechelek Ra. A bad portion does not determine your fate in life. Okay, so with that, we'll say the prayer following the study of Mishnah. Ana Adonai malei rachamim asher b'yadcha nefesh kol chai v'ruach kol b'sar ish yena l'ratzon l'fanecha toraseinu tfilaseinu ba'adbor nishmos kol ha'askaros shel halayla. Ugmol na mahem b'chastik gadol liftach lahem shari rachamim b'chesed b'shari gan Eden. Uskabel asam ba'avo v'chibo shlach lem malachecha kadoshim atahorim lolichem u'loshivim tachas eitzachayim. Eitzon lishmos hatzadikim batzidkanios chasidim v'chasidos lehanos miziv shinasda. L'asbia mitucha tzafim latzadikim. Aguf yanuach bekever b'menucha nechona b'chedva v'simcha v'shalom. Kedichsiv yavo shalom yanuhal mishvasam olech nechachol. Uksiv yazu chasidim b'chavod yorano mishkavasam. Uksivim tishkav lo sivchad v'shachafta v'arba shnasecha. And in English, please, O Hashem, full of mercy, for in your hand is the soul of all the living and the spirit of every human being. May you find favor in our Torah study and prayer. For the souls of Theodore Klutz, Hyman Epstein, Morris Candless, Morris Katz, Jack Klopper, Harry Press, Abe Rogers, Lena Romer, and Bronya Rose-Lewowski, in whose memory we study and pray. Accept them with love and affection and send them your holy and pure angels to lead to settle into the tree of life near the souls of the righteous and devout, to enjoy the radiance of your presence, to satiate them from your good that is concealed for the righteous. May their body repose in the grave with proper contentment, pleasure, gladness, and peace, as it is written, let him enter in peace, let them rest on their beds, everyone who has lived in his proper way. As it is written, let the devout exult in glory, let them sing joyously upon their beds. As it is written, if you lay down, you will not fear. When you lay down, your sleep will be sweet. Amen.